Hi, it's snowing. Hi, and welcome back to The Christiana 321 on Lake Winnebago. I'm your host, The Christiana, and so a little ways that way, the lake is frozen, and there's like this weird line in the middle, and this part's not frozen. So I had all of these jokes planned for the frozen bit, but instead I'm frozen and I can't tell those jokes, so we're gonna move on. About a year and a half ago, not quite, a year and some months ago, I used to live in Georgia in the United States, where this doesn't happen. Like, not even, oh, there's mountains in Georgia. Sure, maybe they get some snow sometimes. No, I lived in the southeast, where if it is in the 30s, positive 30s, you got some questions about, do I really need to leave the house? Oh no. You okay? So, that brings me to my first point. So I'm a southerner who moved to Wisconsin. This is Lake Winnebago, not one of the Great Lakes. It's a very good lake, though. If you go that ways, a scooch, you are in Little Lake Butamore. That tells you where we are. There's a lighthouse right there. Cool. Can you even hear me over the wind? So here are 10 things you need to know if you are moving from southeast of the United States to Wisconsin. Number one, you know how in the South we say, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. Well, it gets humid up here sometimes too in the summer, and people will be like, you wouldn't believe the humidity. Yes you will. It is nothing compared to like southeast Georgia, or Florida, or Alabama, or really anywhere in the South. Oh no, I'm getting pelted with like little bits of ice. Up here, we say, it's not the cold, it's the wind. Could you tell it's a little windy out today? Why am I making this video in this way? I might need to go warm up in my car. Okay. But the nice thing is, during the winter, it's not very humid. Because the humidity, on days when it is humid, that's what makes it feel colder than normal. You know, like feels like temperature. It's a little bit the wind. It's a little bit, if it's high humidity, it's gonna be real freaking cold. And that's why like 30 degrees in Georgia feels a lot worse than 10 degrees up here. Most of the time except for today. Because it's, I think, 26 and feels like 11. Number two, kind of in the same vein, is really freaking cold. Like, you think that you know cold? Oh, you visited Pennsylvania a couple weeks? No. It's really freaking cold. Driving after it snowed, that's one of the things I was most worried about before coming up here. It's not that bad, because most of the roads, the like major roads, will be plowed. You might have to wait a little while for your neighborhood roads to get plowed, but it's not too bad. If you have to shovel your own driveway, that sucks, but yeah, not too bad. Get a garage, park inside, you'll be fine. You still need to look out for like ice and stuff, especially when it's around this temperature where it's going back and forth between freezing, not freezing, freezing, melting, you know? Oh, the wind kind of cooled down chilled out for a second. I love that. No, it's back. I shouldn't have said anything. But yeah, so just when you're driving, increase the distance between your cars. Be careful on turns. You'll be fine. I've slid on the ice a couple of times, making like left turns, but I was going very slow and it was kind of scary the first time, but it was fine. Driving while it's snowing. This is number 4. Driving while it's snowing? Stupid. Don't do it. The roads aren't plowed. You can't see because of the freaking snow. Just don't do it. I mean, you've got an emergency, or you have an adrenaline complex, or you're just stupid, or you've lived up here your whole life and you know how to do it, I guess. But this is for southerners moving north. You don't need to be driving out while it's snowing. You don't. Number 5, move somewhere that has a garage, for sure. Park your car in the garage. But you really want to make sure that it's an attached garage, because otherwise you're still walking outside in the snow, in the cold. And if you have wet hair, because when I lived in Georgia, a lot of times I would leave for work with my hair still kind of damp, and then when I would get to, by the time I got to work, it would be like dry, and that was fine. Oh, don't blow over again. It was fine, but just walking from my front door to my garage that is not attached with wet hair, it was like cartoon. It was like a cartoon where like the hair was frozen in place, and I kind of wanted to like bend it to see if it would break off, because I feel like that's what happens in the TV shows and cartoons and stuff. But also I didn't want to break off my hair, just in case. I feel like that's not what would happen. An experiment for another time. You see all of this snow on my sweater. Dear Lord. Okay. Oh, you're gonna need more cold clothing than you think. Because, yeah, you've got like sweaters, you got a jacket, you got leggings that are plenty warm. No. Buy things that say that they are fleece lined. That is what is going to keep you the most warm. I'm on a mission this winter to get good fleece lined leggings that are comfortable, or like tights kind of thing, that I can wear under dresses, because it is impossible to wear a dress in this. I do have fleece lined boots though that like come up like they're calf height. Wonderful. My bottom half of my legs are so warm when I wear those. Number 7, find indoor activities that you like. I'm working on finding an indoor hobby that I enjoy. You may have seen my diamond, the jewel sticky video. Next week, or last week, there'll be another trying to find a hobby video. But find indoor activities that you like. Otherwise you're gonna be real bored. Alcohol doesn't count as an indoor activity unless you pair it with something else. Then it can be like part of your hobby. Don't make it your whole hobby. That's leads to problems. You pair it with like painting. I don't mean like wine pairing with cheese, and I definitely don't mean woodworking. Don't drink while you're doing woodworking. Also, it's hard to do woodworking inside because like you need air ventilation. It's so cold. Number 8, keep a snow kit in your car. Things that would go good in there: an emergency blanket. I've got some of those like foil ones in there. Something to put traction under your tires. Sand is environmentally friendly. It won't melt the ice, but it will give you traction. So having a bag of sand in the back of your car is great. Salt isn't good, for the environment, but also for like concrete and cement, so don't like salt things. They do make expensive alternatives that are supposed to be good. I haven't tried any of those. I have just been told sand. Number 9, buy a humidifier. I know, a girl from Georgia saying to buy a humidifier. Who am I? But if any of you out there work with computers or digital equipment, you know when there's low humidity, there's a lot of static in the air, and it can get pretty bad. Like real bad. Especially if you have pets or anything, then they're just like walking around with their like hair all sticking up, which is hilarious, but they don't understand getting like the static shocks, and then I feel sad for laughing at them. Alright, and last and certainly not least, listen to the locals. If they are all moving their like cars and furniture and stuff inside in the garage, you should be doing that too. If they give you advice for your particular area, listen to them. Unless they contradict me, because I'm obviously the expert. They usually have a pretty good idea of when to actually be concerned about the weather and when to just like stock up on some extra gallons of water or something. the ducks, they are not concerned by this, but I am, so I'm gonna go inside. Remember to like, subscribe. If you have any good tips for surviving the winters, let me know down below, and I will see you next week.